Want to know the best attractions outside of Las Vegas?
Today we're going to show you the top destinations less than a couple hours drive from the Strip.
That's right, we aren't just going to talk about cool attractions or camping sites.
Yep, we're actually going to take you with us to our most recent camp spot and show you the fun that we had as a family.
Stick around to the end of this video and we're going to tell you guys one of our favorite camping adventures. Hey guys, welcome to our channel. I'm Vicky.
And I'm Kyle.
And we've helped hundreds of people buy, sell, and invest here in Las Vegas.
And we help people relocate to Las Vegas too, and we can help you too. Simply reach out to us at the information below or in the description, and we can set up a time where you can speak and figure out what's best for your goals.
This is going to be a fun video, so stay tuned.
Today we're going to do this list a little bit differently than we normally would. We have some categories, and then in each category we're going to have a bunch of different locations in them. And of course, we'll do our best to show you the drive time from Las Vegas to wherever that location is.
First, we're going to talk about waterfront locations.
That's right. The first waterfront location on our list is Lake Mead. It's the nation's largest water reservoir, and it's the closest lake and beach where you can go. There's even a restaurant on the marina, gas for your boats, and it's a great spot. You can even take your boat down to take a look at the Hoover Dam, and that's our closest, largest boating and recreation area. Number 2 on our list is the Colorado River. Colorado River is pretty awesome. They have the Black Canyon Water Trail system, which basically starts from the bottom of the dam and moves all its way down till it gets towards Lake Mojave. And Lake Mojave is another small lake, which is really just the Colorado River, really. But that's another cool place that you can go boating. And the pro tip market is if you want to go cliff jumping or rock jumping, we have a great spot called Nelson's Landing that you can go to nearby, and it's a ton of fun.
Third on this list is Lake Havasu, and what's great about Lake Havasu is they have bars and restaurants on the water, so you can actually dock your boat and just hop off and enjoy an absolutely amazing lunch or dinner. And that's always fun too, and you can even jet ski from one part of the area to another.
For sure. And also in Havasu, if you didn't know, the real London Bridge, you know, from the song London Bridge is Falling Down, that bridge is actually located, and you drive over it to get to this small peninsula in Havasu on the little island there. And so they used the London Bridge to get there. It was bought and moved all the way to America. Cool story. You can party and dine and jet ski underneath the London Bridge.
And it's right next to the In-N-Out, so you can't miss it.
That's right. Next on our list is the beach.
That's right. The beach in California is only a 4-hour drive or less than an hour flight away.
Definitely, and you can go to all of or many of the best beaches in the world, have some fantastic Southern California Mexican food and burritos, which is one of my favorites when I go down there. But also, it's the Pacific Ocean, so there's plenty of beaches that run that coast from Mexico all the way up to Canada, depending on how long you want to drive.
That's right. So if you're not looking to pay California prices and live in Las Vegas, but still want to visit, just a quick trip away.
And I'll share a short story. I knew someone here that would drive to California every weekend, every other weekend, just to surf in the mornings, stay at a buddy's house, or some people even camp in their little vans and things like that. And so, you could still really go to the beach every week if you really wanted to, and you didn't mind the drive or the flight or the gas or the time. It's not that much of a demand to be at some of the best beaches in the world.
Next on our list is Lake Las Vegas.
Yeah, that's right. Lake Las Vegas is our local sort of man-made lake. It's surrounded by tons of luxury properties. And if you want to see us do more about Lake Las Vegas in a separate video, mention it in the comments below and we'll work on one of those for you guys. But it's an amazing place, very exclusive. There's 2 golf courses, a public and a private. But Lake Las Vegas, absolutely great spot. We've taken Vic's father on the water in an electric boat for a Father's Day before. And you could do paddle boards there. They have movie nights on the water, and they have a great little village with an excellent ice cream shop, candy shop, grocery store, and everything. Lake Las Vegas is definitely somewhere to check out.
Yeah, it's definitely a fun spot, even just for a staycation. And last on our list is Zion National Park.
That's right. Zion National Park is in Utah. It is only a couple hours from here. You're talking about 2.5 hours to get to Zion, where there's some incredible hiking like Angel's Landing. And also you can walk up the Narrows, which is the Virgin River that ultimately contributes and turns into Lake Mead. So you're kind of like following that same river upward into Utah,
Exactly.
which is really neat because that's our same river that we have here at Lake Mead or the Colorado River. In fact, Lake Mead is comprised of the Muddy River, the Virgin River, and the Colorado River, all converging into that reservoir there. And so, fun fact for you guys on that. But definitely Zion is a beautiful place to check out. They have a Grand Lodge and plenty of places to RV or tent camp. It's worth the experience. It's beautiful.
So if you are into camping, next on our list, we are going to talk about local treasures when it comes to awesome campsites.
Definitely. Now, one of my favorites, and it's completely free. It's a primitive camping, meaning there's no like barbecue grills or camper hookups, but it's on a Forest Service or BLM land, and it's called the Blue Tree Camp Group Camp area. And there's also Max Canyon. Those are two places where if you find the space, you can camp there and just really like be inside of wilderness. I know it's nice to bring your RV sometimes and have power and everything you need to wash and shower and cook dinner, but also there's something special about really just boondocking or dry camping and being in nature where just deers walk by your trailer, squirrels and chipmunks steal your food that you leave out overnight. It's really neat and it's kind of an immersive experience. Number
Now,
two,
now, because you are in a higher elevation when it comes to Blue Tree, there are going to be certain times of the year where there may be snow. And also something to know is that you don't really get good cell service there. So
no, you don't.
you
It's definitely where you unconnect and
yeah,
unplug and do
you're
yards and
definitely looking to
just
disconnect
reconnect.
from the world
Yeah,
and
reconnect.
connect to nature. Yeah.
Exactly.
Then definitely check out Blue Tree.
And that's
It's not far
located.
away at all.
Right, thank you. It's located in Lee Canyon, which is after the Kyle Canyon exit, and you'd head up into the Spring Mountain Range or Mount Charleston, and it's on the right-hand side before you get all the way up there. But that's our first fun local camping spot. And to give you the time distance, it's literally like 15 minutes, 25 minutes from the edge of town. And if you're coming from the strip, no more than an hour, maybe 45 minutes.
Next on our list is Stewart's Point, and this is actually one of my favorite locations. It's right on the Colorado River, and it's about an hour and a half away. Now, there isn't a lot of vegetation when it comes to camping at Stewart's Point. It's just very much a flat, I wouldn't even say flat.
It's kind of like just a
How would you describe the topography?
It's like hilly, with some gravel pits and some rocks, and also our kids find crystals like selenite and all sorts of stuff. And seashells are everywhere for some reason in that location. So there's a lot of fun charm to it, even though it looks kind of like a beach dune, like a dry desertic
Yeah.
beach dune area. It's not teeming with life either, but it's got a lot of fun things that you can explore there.
I will say, like, it's very breathtaking, like, just seeing one side of the world to the next and just, like, being able to view this ginormous landscape. It's really beautiful.
Yeah, it's really epic, and you're right there on the water, so you open your trailer and you got a waterfront view. It's really fun, and that is, of course, part of Lake Mead. It is the Colorado, but it's part of Lake Mead. It's at the north end of the Lake Mead National Rec area. Third on our list for awesome places to camp is the Valley of Fire. Now, if you haven't been to Valley of Fire, that's like another landscape, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
you feel like we've camped there a couple times in our travel trailer, and it had hookups, and there's a dump site, and there's water and stuff, and they let you do generators till a certain time depending on which campsite you're at. But our kids woke up because they didn't see it. It was already dark outside and there's no lights really. When they woke up, they're like, where are we? It's like all red rocks. The Atlatl camping ground, I think it's called, but it's really fun. Looks like a Martian surface. But nearby, there's a lot of amazing hikes in the Valley of Fire where everything's red. That's why they call it Valley of Fire. And there's some petroglyphs where people scratched rocks that, with pictures or pictograms from like 5,000 years ago. And there's primitive habitats there, like some brick built, rock built houses and things. So there's a lot to explore. And then really cool rock formations like Elephant Rock.
Totally. And actually, we were really blessed to watch our good friends get married at Valley of Fire, and it was just surreal. It was just so beautiful, so peaceful, just full of love, and it was just amazing. Absolutely amazing. Just the scenery is just so cool. Next on our list is Dumont Dunes.
Only 2 hours from Las Vegas.
And this is a really fun spot. Our really close friends love to go camping here every year for New Year's. And it's just a really great spot to go
Yeah,
You take your dune buggy out,
side
you
by
know,
sides, razors, Can-Ams,
and
anything like that. Dirt bikes. If you're gonna ride a dirt bike, you're gonna need to run a paddle tire. And if you got a quad, I'd recommend you running paddle tires on those back too, because it is a sand dune, and that's why it's called Dumont Dunes. It's an amazing place. It's pretty epic. A really great photo shoot. You could look like you're in the movie Dune or something.
yeah.
Um, it's a fun spot, and it does cost a couple bucks to get in, but it's not that far, and it's a good time if you have those off-road toys.
Next on our list, we have Gold Butte National Monument, and that is 2 hours away.
I'm going to show you on the map where this one is because it's super off the beaten path.
Mhm.
There are a lot of people that will horseback ride there. Let me show you real quick where it is. Okay, so we are going to show you where Gold Butte National Monument is. I'm not even sure why it's called a monument. There's no like man-made built monument there. It's more like a national park, but there's no services there, so I guess that disqualifies it from being a park. There's no cable, there's no toilets, there's no dump stations, there's nothing, no fresh water. It's really rural dry camping. So make sure you're prepared so you don't get stuck out there. If you're doing a day trip, let someone know where you're going, especially if it's really hot. But anyway, so here's the valley, and I'm gonna show you as we move our way up. And as we talked about, the Muddy River, which springs out of the mountains here and comes all the way down and converges with the Virgin River. This is the Virgin River moving up along the freeway into Zion, and that's where the Zion Narrows is, the Virgin River. It's a pretty fun hike. We mentioned it in the video. And then of course Gold Butte. So Gold Butte is kind of like this spot where there's no like freeways or any roads going into it, and it's separated by water, so you can't just like drive any which way you want from Vegas because you're gonna hit water and you'll ultimately need a bridge to cross. So the way that it works is you come up the 15 freeway here, and then over in Bunkerville, like near Mesquite, there's a road that you take that will take you all the way down into the monument area. And then you can see some of these roads here, or yeah, and then there's the main road that comes down right there if you're following it here. And then that takes you down into the the cistern, or like the basically where Whitney Pocket is what it's called. There's the cistern. There's like a giant dam there, and there's plenty of places for people to camp. Here's even a guy in his trailer camping right there, as you can see. And so from that location, if you're to camp there, you're going to be able to make it to around over here is where is where the Falling Man petroglyph is, and that looks like this. If you've never seen the Falling Man petroglyph, a lot of speculation. Some people are like, it's a entity from space bestowing fire or power to the people. Other people are like, no, it's pretty dangerous rock outcropping, and someone probably just fell. So they're like, hey, make sure you show someone falling so people know to be careful when they walk around here. So could it be a prophecy or history, or is it just a precautionary tale? But anyways, so that's the Gold Butte area. And then in the Gold Butte area, there's Little Finland right here, where there's tons of crazy rock geoformations. You can see it's all orange. It looks like it's like Mars over here. And then also I had mentioned there's the Devil's Throat, which we'll see if I could just find it. Yeah, there we go. You just look for a giant hole in the ground, and it's surrounded by fencing. So you stay outside of the fencing, and you can look into it. Super cool spot to just check out. There's a lot of great hikes in here, whether you're looking for the petroglyphs or the really cool geologic formations. And that's why I'm spending a little bit of time explaining where this is. But moving forward, here's Valley of Fire just on its way. So you're literally going to pass Valley of Fire, another spot that looks really cool. Lots of stuff in here. Um, and then we'll let you get back to the rest of the video, and you can explore some of those places yourself with your computer. So basically, there's a lot of people that we saw last time we were there, and we've been there 2 times now, and they were like horseback riding. There's tons of people with horse trailers and tents and campers and RVs just riding their horses through Gold Butte. So we know that they enjoy it for whatever good reason. But also there's some pretty awesome off-roading,
Yeah.
and not just side-by-side off-roading. Like you could take your 4x4 Toyota Tundra or Titan or whatever you got, Jeeps especially, and you can also bring your off-road toys as well. So if you want to use your razors, dirt bikes, and quads, kids have a good time there. Now there's a couple cool spots. There's a place called Little Finland where there's a lot of geological formations that have been eroded, and it looks like the rocks are like weeping or like turned into Swiss cheese or they're melting. It's a really epic hiking spot. And then that's there. And then they have the Devil's Throat, which is actually just a sinkhole that happened like over 100 years ago. It's a giant hole in the ground that they've kind of fenced off, but you can still see in there. I would love to take a drone over that thing sometime.
Yeah, that'd be wild.
But anyways, so yeah, and then there's just a few other things there. There's an old cistern and some great hiking, and oh, and there's the Falling Man petroglyph. There's a
What's your
fantastic,
favorite?
yeah, petroglyph. Like they carved it like thousands and thousands of years ago. You can look it up, and if we have a photo, we'll add it to the video of the Falling Man petroglyph.
And what's really cool about that is like our kids just had so much fun hiking. So if you have a family that loves to hike, definitely take them to the Falling Man because the kids will look for it the whole entire time. Like, oh, is it here? Is it here? So once you do spot it, it's really cool. It's kind of like a little treasure hunt.
Yeah, it is. You actually have to crawl through that hole too. You
Yeah.
have to crawl, unless you go around the back, you have to like crawl through this like rock hole that is like in the mountain to transfer you to the other side of this like sort of like outcropping. It's really fantastic hike. Like anyone would love it. You probably want to be a little bit advanced, not advanced, but you don't want to be a beginner
You know,
to that hike. You
I
want to be a
want
little bit like
a little
maybe
higher
one or
than
two rungs above it. But you know, yeah. So anyways, amazing spot, Gold Butte.
Next on our list, we have Willow Beach, and Willow Beach is really fun. There's a lot of people who like to not just swim, but maybe paddleboard there, take a little rowboat. I don't think you can do electric, can you?
Depending on what time of year, there's a lot of rules, so you have to look it up because like during the certain season, you can't have electric, and it's just like paddles, kayaks.
Right.
The only can go from a certain point all the way up to the Hoover Dam, and then so you will need to check on the websites for Arizona because this Willow Beach is actually in Arizona. So this is one of the destinations that's not in Nevada, but it's really close by. You're talking about like an hour's drive, if that.
Mhm.
And what's
Depending on what side of town you're in.
yeah, depending on where you are in town. Obviously, if you're over by Charleston and Kyle Canyon, it's going to take you like an hour 45 or 2 hours. But long story short, at Willow Beach, they have a little boat marina. You can kayak all the way up to the Hoover Dam, which is an amazing thing. There's Crystal Cove. There's all sorts of things that like great spot to just explore. And actually, if you're coming on the strip and it says Grand Canyon or it says Lake Mead Hoover Dam kayaking tour, this is where they take you. They take you to Willow Beach. So a reason we wanted to highlight this is there's a little kind of not beach area, but sort of like a kind of beach area where people hang out and fool around in the water if you're not going to be kayaking or paddleboarding. But more importantly, we bring this spot up because there's a full RV campsite there that has tons of spaces, like 50 or 8. I don't even know how many. It's a lot of spaces, and they have full hookup. So if you have an RV or a motorhome or a travel trailer, or even if you just want water and you're just going to tent camp on that spot, you certainly can. And so there's, or have a pop-up, whatever you're into, but it has full hookups, and that's a really cool spot. And of course, there's a little like diner down there and stuff too. So it's a fun place.
Yeah, and all these places that we mentioned, I highly recommend just hopping on their website and making sure that, those campsites are available. So you may just have to RSVP a little bit, in advance.
Yeah.
Especially, of course, if it's a holiday weekend like Memorial Day weekend or 4th of July, they definitely will be booked.
Yeah, always be cognizant of planning these trips at RV places and campgrounds to make sure that you have a spot because they do fill up quick, especially Valley Fire during the season. It seems like it's always filled up to the top, so you got to be a month in advance for some of these spots.
And last on our list of great camping sites nearby is Death Valley.
Yeah, Death Valley, it is in California, so you'll have to look up some stuff on the website because it's definitely not somewhere where you're going to want to camp when it's 120 whatever 5 outside because it is the hottest place on the planet, or especially in America or nearby for that matter, and it gets so hot there. We actually went down there when the Badwater Basin was full with a couple inches of water because it doesn't drain out of the basin, and we got to kind of cruise around and paddleboard out there, and that's a place where it would never have water typically because they receive less than a few inches of rain a year. So it's a very special thing to experience, but plenty of places to camp. Make sure you go into the right time of the year so you're not too hot,
Yes.
but it is very a desolate place. There's not, you barely see any animals other than birds out there until you get further and further away from the basin.
But definitely a place that you guys should check out. It's just beautiful if you haven't seen it yet. And of course, like Kyle said, just be very mindful at the time of year that you do go. It's very easy to get dehydrated quickly. So you definitely don't want to be in that situation. But that definitely wraps it up for awesome camping spots close by to Las Vegas. Our next category is national and state parks.
That's right. We're talking about the big parks. And the biggest one that most people come to Southern Nevada to visit is number one on our list.
The Grand Canyon.
Now, the Grand Canyon, we don't really need to go into much detail on this, but we will let you know that it's only about 4.5 hours away from the North Rim, which is the most commonly visited Grand Canyon. But we also, a few hours away, like less than 3 hours away, in Arizona, they have the Grand Canyon Skywalk, which is a glass surfaced horseshoe shaped bridge that extends out over 4,000 feet above the Grand Canyon
And
floor.
over 70,000 feet out of the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, so if you want to feel super sketched out with your heart pounding, that's a cool place to stand on.
Let us know, have you guys done it? Would you be brave enough to do it? I don't think I am brave enough to do it. I will say I have gone skydiving. Kyle's gone skydiving a couple times. I don't know if I'm brave enough to do that. I think I would be really, really scared. So have you guys done it? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear about it. Like, and you're brave to be able to do it because I don't know.
Number two on this list is Bryce Canyon. Now, I'm just going to mention this before I go into Bryce Canyon, that Utah has more national parks than any other state does. So Utah is definitely a majestic spot, and it's only a couple hours drive from here to get to Zion and all these other locations. But of course, we are bringing up to you Bryce Canyon, the famous Bryce Canyon. It's an incredible spot to camp out. Make sure you check local time zones and websites to make sure that you got time to get a campsite or a hotel booked, because it does get super busy. And of course, Bryce Canyon is only 4 hours away from the edge of Las Vegas.
Next on our list is 6.5 hours away, and this is the Arches National Park.
That's right. You could drive from Bryce Canyon 2 more hours northeast to get to Arches. So you could hit them both on the same trip if you're feeling adventurous. And Arches is obviously known for its geological formations of giant arches and stone bridgeways and ledges and all sorts of cool stuff. Arch is incredible, got a lot of orange and reddish rocks and sorts of things, so definitely worth checking out. An amazing park not that far away.
Number 4 on our list is Mammoth Lakes, and that is about 5 hours away from Las Vegas.
Yeah, Mammoth is a super special spot if you're gonna do some boating, fishing, and all the lakes that are around there in June Lake. And there's great cities nearby, Bishop and Big Pine, and all sorts of places in the mountains. But Mammoth is also known very well for its
Skiing and snowboarding.
That's right, 26 chairlifts or more in operation. That's a lot of chairlifts. Sorry to cut you off.
No,
Mammoth's
that's
one
okay.
of my favorite mountains.
Yeah, it's one of his favorites, so I give him permission to talk more about it than me. But no, really, it is absolutely beautiful. It's just such a fun trip. We've actually gone a few times with some really good friends. So we will rent like a giant cabin.
Like 10 bedrooms.
Yeah, and just, do a weekend there at Mammoth, and it's just so much fun. We actually haven't done it with
I
kids.
enjoy the drive to Mammoth too. It starts off a little boring, but then it gets pretty fun and interesting and really pretty. So it's a cool drive too for the 5 hours. You're not totally bored looking out the windows.
Yeah, it is a beautiful drive. Number 5 on our list is Great Basin National Park.
Great Basin National Park is located in northern Nevada. This one is actually in our state. It's one of the very few national parks that we have. But Great Basin is obviously, if you've heard of the Basin and Range area, which is like, in between the Colorado Rockies and California's and the Sierra Nevadas, there's a lot of mountains and basins. And so Great Basin has a really great Lehman caves, which have some cool stalactites and stalagmites and all those rocks inside a cave. They got really cool caves, great camping, and they're also known for having some extremely dark skies. Not as dark as Massacre Rim, which is also in northern Nevada, but for the other side of the state, they have some extremely dark skies, almost like a sky sanctuary for seeing some amazing stargazing. So Great Basin is a beautiful, fun location to go check out.
Speaking about stargazing, another beautiful place to go stargazing is actually Lake Tahoe. That is about 7 hours away from Las Vegas if you are driving. And then, of course, you can hop on a flight to Reno and then drive that 1 hour distance to Lake Tahoe. But Lake Tahoe is absolutely amazing. If you haven't been, you have the Nevada side, the California side, and you have casinos there. So if you are going in the winter, we actually just went and we were going snowboarding. We did some sledding with the kids. And then, of course, in the summer, you have mountain biking, a lot of hiking and boating on the lake, which is wonderful.
Yeah, Vic used to live in Tahoe. And by the way, if you ever eat at Sprouts, leave a comment below. We love that place. It's absolutely delicious,
It's
fresh
one
food.
of one of our favorite spots there. I used to have friends who used to work there when we were little kids, and it holds a really special place in my heart. So shout out to Sprouts and let us know if you've been.
Lake Tahoe is absolutely beautiful and majestic. Tons of giant pine trees everywhere. But what was also really fascinating about the ski resort, Heavenly Valley, which is the main ski resort there, they have great little villages with ice cream sandwiches and all sorts of vendors. But the mountain itself is very special to me because at Tahoe, you can enter on the California side or the Nevada side, and there's two kind of sister peaks that are, basically connected through ski runs. So you can ski from one side to the other and go to different lodges. So it's really neat that they have a multi-lodge, multi-state ski resort. Like, where else can you, like, I'm skiing in 2 different states right now. It's
Yeah.
pretty fun.
And they also have lessons for kids too. So if you're thinking about making a trip, but unsure about, some
Childcare.
childcare,
Yeah, they have a daycare there
yeah,
for the younger kids too.
they have a daycare and then they also do skiing and snowboarding lessons too, which is awesome.
Yep. We love Lake Tahoe. Great spot. Check it out. Since you guys made it this far to the end of the video, we want to share with you a fun camping trip that we just recently did, and hopefully we have some good footage of it for you.
And this location is called Jellystone Park, and it's actually only 2 hours away from Las Vegas.
That's right. And it's like on your drive to Zion. It's very close to Zion. Another 30 minutes from there gets you into Zion to the Grand Lodge. And so if you're thinking about going to Zion, we highly recommend, especially if you have kids, staying at Jellystone Park. It's right next to the Sand Hollow Water Reservoir. So if you know where Sand Hollow, there's a place where you can off-road. There's camping sites there on the water and then in the off-roading sand dune area. And then, of course, Jellystone, its own establishment, has its own RV park that you can stay on location that has full connects, so full service for your RV. And then also they have like little cabins that you could stay into, or like bungalows or something. They look like shipping containers.
And I'm pretty sure if you wanted to tent camp, you can do that there as
Yes,
well.
if you don't have an RV, you can just set up a tent and camp there. And then
And it's as if, in a way to describe it, if you've never heard of it before, it's as if you were camping at like Cowabunga Bay that we have here in Las Vegas.
which is our local water park. There's a water park there on location with big slides, like legit slides and a lazy river. And they had like food trucks that operate and make food there. Our kids got ices. They absolutely loved them.
Yeah, the ices there were really good.
Yeah, yep. And then
And then they also have like a ninja layer obstacle course. And I think you have to be, what is it, 5 years
5 and older, maybe. Yeah.
to use it. And it's just like on the wall.
Yeah, it's hard to explain. Let me show you a video of it. It's obstacle course.
American Ninja Warrior meets water and little kids.
But yeah, it's got high dives, obstacles, like a trapeze bar, climbing, like rock climbing kind of thing, but on the water. So you can jump off into the water. It's just a fun experience. So they have the water inflatable obstacle course. They have the full blown water park, amusement park. And then they also have a couple other activities there too, like a giant like bouncy thing. And they have a whole playground. And then each day there's always characters from Yogi the Bear. So Yogi and Boo Boo and the wife's name that I can't remember. Yeah, anyway, so it's got the Yogi the Bear. I know Jellystone, if you remember Yogi the cartoon from the olden days, it's a Yogi themed park. And
So there was just
we did a roller ride with the kids.
the hey hey hey.
Yeah.
You'll have to go to figure out what the hey 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 tractor ride is all about.
Uh,
But it's just a really great, I would say, weekend getaway.
yeah.
Just if you want to get away from Las Vegas and do something different, but obviously not too far away. The 2-hour drive went really quick. The boys napped the whole time.
Yeah, it was easy.
And yeah, and it was just a lot of fun.
So glad we could take you and show you along one of our fun trips just 2 hours away at Jellystone near Zion and near Sand Hollow Water Reservoir. If you guys want to check out more videos about all this other stuff, continue to watch the channel. We have plenty of other information about everything similar to what we've talked about today.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed this episode today. We actually had a lot of fun making it because it really was like going down memory lane and reliving all the experiences that we've had at these locations, and we've just had a lot of fun. So we hope you enjoyed our list, and we hope you get to check out some of these locations for yourself.
Definitely, and this list is special to us because we've been to almost every single one of these places on the list, and we can vouch for them. They're all amazing spots, and we're glad that we live in Las Vegas and have such close access to all of them to, not just for our own enjoyment, but for raising our kids too. So thank you guys for watching and sharing a little bit of our life with us. If you want to see more about real estate in Las Vegas, make sure you watch all the rest of the videos and subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date moving forward.
And of course, if you are looking to buy, sell, or invest here in Las Vegas, we would be absolutely honored to help you. So don't hesitate to reach out to us, and we'd love to hear from you.
See you guys on the next one.
Bye.